Criminal fraud offenses and their possible defenses in Creek County. Criminal fraud offenses are among the most aggressively investigated financial offenses in Oklahoma. Unlike many criminal cases involving allegations of violence or property crimes, fraud cases often center on documents, financial records, electronic communications, business transactions, and allegations of deception. Because these investigations can involve large volumes of evidence and complex financial issues, fraud cases are often more complex than they initially appear. What is criminal fraud? Generally speaking, fraud involves allegations that a person intentionally used deception, misrepresentation, or false statements to obtain money, property, services, signatures, or some other benefit. Oklahoma law recognizes numerous fraud-related offenses, including obtaining property by false pretenses, confidence schemes, forgery, embezzlement, identity theft, credit card fraud, insurance fraud, and various financial crimes. Oklahoma's false pretenses statutes make it unlawful to obtain money or property through trickery, deception, or fraudulent representations. Fraud cases may arise from personal transactions, business dealings, real estate transactions, charitable solicitations, banking activities, or online communications. Common fraud charges in Oklahoma. Fraud prosecutions can take many forms depending upon the facts of the case. Common allegations include obtaining money by false pretenses, check fraud, credit card fraud, identity theft, embezzlement, insurance fraud, forgery, welfare fraud, and business fraud schemes. Some fraud offenses may be charged as misdemeanors when relatively small amounts are involved, while larger losses can result in felony prosecution and significantly greater penalties. Oklahoma law increases penalties when the value of the property obtained exceeds certain statutory thresholds. Fraud cases often involve intent. One of the most important elements in many fraud prosecutions is intent. The state must generally prove more than a mistake, a misunderstanding, a bad business decision, or a broken promise. Prosecutors typically must establish that the accused acted with an intent to deceive or defraud another person. Oklahoma's false pretenses statutes specifically require proof of an intent to cheat or defraud. This distinction is important because many business disputes and financial disagreements are civil matters rather than criminal offenses. Lack of intent can be a defense. A common defense in fraud cases is the absence of fraudulent intent. For example, a person may have made an honest mistake, relied upon inaccurate information, believed statements were true, misunderstood the transaction, or failed in a legitimate business venture. Simply because money was lost or a transaction went badly does not automatically mean a crime occurred. In many fraud prosecutions, the defense focuses on demonstrating that the defendant lacked the intent necessary to commit a criminal offense. Good faith is often relevant. Closely related to intent is the defense of good faith. If a person honestly believed they had a right to the money, property, or transaction involved, that evidence may undermine the prosecution's theory of intentional fraud. Good faith reliance on information provided by others, accounting records, business partners, or professional advisors can sometimes become an important issue during the defense of a fraud case. The alleged victim may not have been deceived. Certain fraud offenses require proof that the alleged victim relied upon a false representation or was actually deceived in some way. False pretenses cases, for example, generally involve allegations that ownership of money or property was transferred through deception. If the evidence shows the other party knew the true facts, did not rely on the alleged statement, or entered the transaction for other reasons, the prosecution may face significant challenges. Mistaken identity and record errors. Modern fraud investigations frequently rely on bank records, emails, text messages, electronic transfers, business documents, and digital communications. In some situations, investigators incorrectly identify the person responsible for the conduct. Identity theft, shared accounts, unauthorized access, and clerical errors can create substantial factual disputes. The defense may challenge the prosecution's ability to prove who engaged in the alleged conduct. Challenging the investigation. Fraud investigations often involve search warrants, subpoenas, electronic records, and interviews. Potential defenses may include illegal searches and seizures, improper warrants, unlawful acquisition of records, violations of constitutional rights, and improper interrogation techniques. If evidence was obtained unlawfully, portions of the prosecution's case may be subject to suppression. Potential consequences of a conviction. Convictions for criminal fraud offenses can carry serious consequences. Depending upon the offense, a defendant may face jail or prison time, significant fines, restitution orders, probation or supervision, asset forfeiture allegations, professional licensing consequences, or permanent criminal record consequences. The financial and reputational impact of a fraud conviction can often extend long after the criminal case has ended. Creek County Criminal Defense Attorneys. Criminal fraud offenses frequently involve thousands of pages of records, complex financial transactions, expert witnesses, and detailed legal issues. These cases often require a careful review of documents, communications, accounting records, and business practices. Because fraud cases often involve complicated legal and financial issues, anyone accused of a fraud-related offense should seek experienced criminal defense counsel as early as possible. Our criminal defense team at Kania Law, Creek County Attorneys is here to advocate for you. Call us at 918-209-3709 for a free and confidential consultation.